This podcast contains adult content and themes. For a full list of our content warnings, please see our show notes. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome, my dear travelers, to the Morbid Forest. Admiring my cabin, dear traveler. Yes, my home does have quite the rustic, haunted charm to it. You know, when I came into possession of it, it was rather dilapidated. But a little dusting really spruced up its outward appeal. Oh, no. I'm afraid you misunderstand, traveler. This property will never be for sale by owner.
Well, hello! Nice to finally meet you in person. I'm Holly. Please, come in. I got your text about your husband joining us a little later. No problem at all. I was planning to work from home the rest of the day anyway, so whenever he gets here is fine. Your call if you want to take off your shoes. I guess it'll be your home soon, right? Just a joke. No hard pressure sales tactics. That's the beauty of not dealing with real estate agents, isn't it? No one here to convince you to buy something that isn't perfect just so they can get a commission and go on to their next mark. Matt and I love this place, and we want you to love it too. I know I'm not supposed to say it, especially me being a lawyer, but we don't want just anyone to move in here. But I have a good vibe with you. Yeah, you can just leave your shoes there by the rack. Okay, ready for the grand tour? Good. But let's get one thing out of the way before we start. Yes, this is the Richardson house. It's a bit unfair that everyone calls it the Richardson house since they only lived here about 9 months. I can see from your expression you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, look, I need you to be honest with me. If you're only here because you're one of those real crime fanatics, that's fine, really. You don't have to pretend to be interested in buying. You won't be the first. Just forget the charade and I'll show you the bedrooms and the hallway and you can snap a photo and be on your way, no charge.
Yeah.
You are? That's fantastic. I'm sorry, but I had to ask. This really is a great home and I know you're gonna love it. I just get that sense. Now, you're welcome to put your purse down on the table there if you want. I promise there has been no petty crime in this house recently. Or the neighborhood. It's a very safe place. No one will disturb you here. So, per the listing, it's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, all upstairs. Gas, heat, central air. You'll see as we go around that we also put in all new windows that are very energy efficient and really seal out the elements and any outside noise. Not that there's much traffic, but you'll never have to worry about that kind of disruption. The basement is also fully finished and is a great space for entertainment. Matt and I practically live down there. Let's start here on the ground floor, then go upstairs, okay? This is the foyer. The chandelier can stay. It was here when we moved in. Yes, it might be Tiffany. I never thought about it. Not quite my style, but Matt liked it, and it definitely fits the house and the tile flooring. I personally wanted to take it out along with the tile, since that's an original oak floor underneath, but it was going to be a bit too much work. See, that's the kind of honesty a realtor wouldn't provide, would they? No, I'm not quite sure what the tile pattern is, but I agree that it's quite unique. I've always suspected it's some Middle Eastern design, maybe Persian. I've gotten used to it, but yes, it is mesmerizing. You could almost fall into a trance looking at it. Anyway, through here is the formal dining room. All original woodwork and molding. There's something nice and old-fashioned about having a separate dining room, don't you think? Open kitchen plans have their appeal, but you can never feel like you're having a proper formal meal in one, and a dining room like this with some candles can be so romantic. And if you're having a party and something ever goes wrong in the kitchen, you can hide it from your guests, am I right? Sometimes you shouldn't let others see how the sausage is made, should you? Okay, through this door is the kitchen. Voila! Great, isn't it? Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Matt and I designed it ourselves. We love cooking, so it's a real chef's kitchen. Everything's been updated. Everything top of the line. Bentwood cabinets, Viking stove, Sub-Zero fridge. I know granite is more practical, but we put in marble countertops because they look so much more elegant. Don't you agree? Feel that. Nice, isn't it? It makes it seem less like you're cooking dinner and more like, I don't know, like you're preparing an offering to the gods, which is what a proper meal should be. We put in that butcher block counter next to the sink to save having to get out cutting boards all the time, and it's a great time saver. Top quality stainless steel sink too. Cleans very well. A beautiful but really practical kitchen. Just looking at it almost makes me want to reconsider moving. Fair question. As much as we love the house, we decided we want a little more room. No, we don't have kids, although Matt's mother is here with us. We just wanted more space for guests and our hobbies. Not that there isn't a lot of space here, just not as much as we realized we need. You'll see. If it's just the two of you, there's more than enough room for you here. Since we're in the kitchen, can I offer you a drink? Juice, soda, water? Water? Great. Ice? Okay, let me just get you a glass. There's a filter built into the sink here, both hot and cold water on demand. Great if you want a cup of tea right away. Any questions about the kitchen? No? Well, let's go into the living room. Fabulous room. Lots of space here. Good natural light from the bay windows, but also great built-in recessed lighting for when you need it. Let me turn them on to show you. The fireplace works too. We had the chimney relined when we moved in. What's that? No, actual wood. More authentic. The sound of crackling, the slightly smoky aroma. Nothing like a real roaring fire. It also burns much hotter and brighter than those ridiculous artificial glass flames too. And come on, you'd just feel silly roasting marshmallows or anything else over propane, wouldn't you? Let's go upstairs. You'll see that we converted the 2 smaller bedrooms into studies for each of us. Here, this one's mine. Nice size for a second bedroom. We also use this one as a guest room when needed, hence the bed. When we moved in, we thought this might become a nursery, but I guess some things just aren't meant to be. Oh, that's okay, really. Well, it was a little tough at first. Life finds a way. I mean, not having kids gave us a chance to explore other interests and hobbies we might never have otherwise. We have lots of time for friends, and there's a whole host of people in the neighborhood we consider our family. Our chosen family. Let me open the door. Here's the master bedroom. Fantastic, isn't it? The master bath is just over there. Large walk-in closet over there. If you look out the window, you'll notice the arbor vitae around the property blocks any views from the neighbors' homes. You can be as free here as you want. I'm sorry. That sounded a little more suggestive than I meant, but still, no prying eyes. That said, our immediate neighbors, Bob and Murray, are really delightful. If we have time, I can introduce you later. So, since this was the room where it happened, do you want all the details? Don't feel guilty. We looked it up too when we were house shopping. Okay, so right about here, just in front of you, is where Gloria Richardson stabbed Glenn. First, in the back. And then, when he turned to her, in the front. 67 times, the coroner's report said. Although, I'm not sure how they were able to tell from the state of his body, the way she gutted him. You can find autopsy pictures on the internet if you're into that sort of thing. I must confess, my prurient interest got the better of me, and I did. That wall over there, the one where the vanity is where she scrawled that message with his blood. Now, just outside the door, here in the hall, is where they found her slumped down against the wall, face covered with his guts, holding Glenn's half-eaten heart. That's a fair question. They found her when a neighbor walking his dog saw the message through a window. The arbor vitae wasn't nearly as high then, and called the police, so it was a pretty fresh crime scene. Yeah, living here, of course, I've thought about why she did it. I believe the theory that she felt trapped in a bad marriage and somehow thought this was her only way out. What else could she have meant by writing, "Now I am alive"? Of course, that doesn't fully explain why she hung herself in lockup 2 days later. Maybe she thought she had just freed herself from one prison to wind up in another. No, I don't think she snapped. I think it was premeditated. She knew what she was doing. I certainly don't think anything supernatural drove her to it. Ghosts? No, unfortunately not. Really. I mean it. I think it would be cool to have ghosts here, to communicate with the beyond. I'd be very open to that experience. Alas, we've never seen any figures wandering the halls or heard bumps in the night. Neither Glenn nor Gloria have ever appeared to try to make us leave or tell us what really happened. There's been nothing supernatural here. And I'm not a good enough liar to make up stories of voices from the beyond. I can't even do a proper scary voice, as you know. Well, do you want to look around more, or shall we go down to the basement? Feel free to take your time. As I told you, I set aside the afternoon for you and your husband, so we have all the time in the world. Seen enough? Okay, let's go. Now, one other thing about the whole Richardson mess. Oh, sorry, watch your step there. That must have fallen out when I was putting away laundry. Well, as I was saying, despite the whole unpleasantness of what happened, I want to assure you that there isn't any bad juju in this house. The couple we bought from were happy together, and Matt and I have a great marriage. Even on those occasions where I've wanted to kill him. Like when he went to the store last week to buy duct tape I needed but completely forgot it and just came back with a 6-pack of his favorite beer. I have never once thought about disemboweling him and painting a room with his innards. There is no curse on... Hey, are you okay? Just missed the last step? Do you want to sit down for a second? I'm sorry if the Richardson story made you a little lightheaded. Oh, well, congratulations. I didn't want to say anything, but I kind of suspected. I mean, a young couple shopping for a 3-bedroom home. No, you're not showing. God, I wish I had your figure. I also just kind of have sense for these things. I guess morning sickness can sometimes become afternoon sickness. Do you want a little more water? Are you sure? You can lie down for a second on the sofa if you want. Okay, if you're sure. I'm in no rush. We're almost done anyway. Last stop is the basement, right through this door. Be careful going down. Now, I know this would be a terrific spot for kids to play in. Great family space. It's kinda how we designed it. Let me turn on the lights. Wow is right. Big open area. It always surprises people how large it is. Lots of room for all sorts of fun. I'm sorry. You look a little woozy. Do you want to sit down again? Sure, take a seat right here. Recliners may not be so fashionable these days, which is why we put them in the basement, but they sure are comfortable. Let me help you push that back a little. Better? Good. So, look around. Imagine all that your growing family could do here. All the movies, the games, the fun. Let me just finish the tour while you sit there. No need to get up. You probably need your rest. We soundproofed the basement. Matt's a bit of an audiophile, so the acoustics here are great. You can blast all sorts of music, and he does, and no one upstairs will be bothered. Now, behind that door over there, believe it or not, is additional living space. Yes, really. We didn't put it in the listing because, well, we kind of didn't get the permits when we built it, and you know what with real estate taxes and, well, let's just say what the county assessor doesn't know won't hurt anyone. I know. I'm a lawyer. I shouldn't say things like that, but we really did do everything up to code. Trust me, it's really solid construction. How big? Quite large, actually. That's where Matt's mother is, and she's comfortable there. In fact, so comfortable, she almost never leaves. Oh, you're awake again. Good. I was starting to worry. A About a half hour, I'd say. Although I was so busy getting your room ready, I didn't look at the time. But that's usually how long the sedative lasts. Yes, the sedative. The one that was in your water. It's probably what made you a little nauseous. I've never given it to a pregnant woman before. I'll need to make a note of that for future reference. You're still in the basement. Just a different part. This is your new room. I told you we put in some extra accommodations in the basement for... Please, don't yank on the chain so much. You'll only hurt yourself. Also, don't yell. You're just gonna wake the neighbors. Well, maybe not Millicent. She'll be quiet. Sorry, that's a bit crude. Millie was Matt's mom. Matt couldn't bear to bury her yet, so we're just waiting for her to finish decomposing. Trust me, she's more pleasant now than when she was alive, but don't tell Matt I said that. I am not crazy. Don't call me that. It's quite frankly rude. I'm just building a community here. A family. I know you're going to love being a part of it. Well, it looks like your screaming woke up Bob and Murray. Hi guys, meet the newest member of our clan. I'm sorry, I've completely forgotten your name. Bad habit of mine, one I need to work on, I know. Anyway, good that you guys are awake to welcome our newest. Bob and Murray have been with us, what is it, 2 months, boys? Man, how time flies. But they're family, just like Ed and Patricia over there, although they're still asleep. They'll sleep through almost anything, to tell you the truth. I feel especially maternal toward them. In fact, Matt and I like to think of all the people in the basement as our children. You're lucky you came today, because tonight is game night and Bob can tell you about how fun game night is. Mary can't, not since he lost his tongue at the last one. Although I think he learned his lesson. Oh, the doorbell. It rings down here. That'll probably be your husband, right? No, don't try to call up to him. The basement is soundproof. Remember? I'll tell you what. You just keep getting settled in your new home. I'll show him in and give him the tour. I'll bet he'll love the place too. And will you look at the time? It's getting close to dinner. But don't worry, Matt should be home soon and he's a great cook, especially with fresh cuts of meat. And if your husband is as tender as you are, I'm sure we're in for a tasty feast tonight. I'm thinking brisket. Sound good?
Sbo. Written by D.H. Parish with narration by Jessica Hart. Story editing and audio production by Naomi Richards. Our theme music was created by Blakmoth. Music and sound effects provided by Epidemic Sound. Follow us on X, or Twitter if you're old school, Instagram, Threads, Blue Skies, Discord, and Tumblr to stay up to date on all the happenings within the forest. Interested in more morsels of the forest? Then join our Patreon. As a faithful traveler, you'll receive exclusive access to early episode releases, access to all bonus content, and deals on merch for only $3 a month. That's patreon.com/The Morbid Forest. Can you help a traveler in need? Then go ahead and give us a rating on your favorite podcast platform. Ratings and reviews help us reach more travelers out there in desperate need of a horror podcast, just like you were at one point. So go ahead and leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. And with that, we'll see you next time, travelers, on the Morbid Forest.